Hello there, greetings. Thank you for joining us for another. Well, I can't do anything in the chat tonight. It's like late and just can't do it. Every once in a while, I answer questions in the chat, so just kind of you have to watch all of them because I'll jump in there eventually. I would do that tonight, but it is kind of late, so we'll just leave it up in there when I go about doing that. So, hello there, everyone. A couple of things. I know this is the ASMR edition, the Archon edition. I guess ASMR is supposed to help you go to sleep. I don't know if it's pornography. I don't know what I don't know, but it's weird. People are touching things. That's the most bizarre thing I have. I never knew that was a thing. I found it a year ago now. And I'm like, what I saw is just, what is that? So I was going to do Archon explained, but then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to make that ASMR video like 6 months ago. I never did. So here we are. Am I going to go into ASMR? No, maybe some other time. The Star Wars trailer just came out. It looks pretty decent, nice and spooky. I think they're kind of giving a lot of it away. I guess the girl is gonna. I guess the Kylo Ren guy is gonna become a good guy. I guess. And I guess I remember that. According to the trailer, that's what it looks like too. Anyway, that's not important. This is important. Is that we're gonna go into Archons. What I see on Archons. And for those, I know there's a big spiritual community out there that does not talk about it at all. At least I don't really look at that stuff. I get away from spiritual stuff after I do this. I just sort of shop it all out, just don't phase it all out, basically. But I give you my perception of them. I do this every once in a while. I haven't done one in a while, so seeing how the Archon holiday is coming up. So that's what inspired a lot of this. The ASMR just came in from nowhere, so why not? ASMR is gonna be the most bizarre thing on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of things on there that are I don't want to look up, but that seems to pop up when I'm not looking for it. It's very, very strange. I'm not sure if you're gonna sleep well after this, but you never know. It's supposed to listen to and help you fall asleep. So I guess there's more to it than that, but it's freaking weird. I thought what I do is weird. I don't like people weirder than me, but I guess it's just the way it goes. Yeah, this is going to be short. The MGM or the Disney video upload, it wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to upload this morning. Tomorrow morning. And instead of open up, that's all right. It's not a big deal. But it was supposed to go live like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Eastern time. So it's all right. It's not a big deal. It's just either way. Yeah, I have a GoPro, so it's not. I don't always know what I'm filming. I can't see anything, so I'm just doing the best I can. So it's decent. It does have you can't zoom in on anything, but it does do well. You can strap it to the car. I'll put it in a different area on the dash next time. Like I said, I can't see what I'm doing, so yeah, sometimes I have like a last minute idea to just throw it on the dash and see what we get. So that's something different. So I got 3 more videos to upload. Universal, that was an adventure, and Epcot one was kind of. It's like, oh god, I'm tired of walking. I'm tired of going to these places. But it was the 35th anniversary, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. But it's like, no, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to handle this. So I figure I might as well. So as for what's going on in the world, to brief update, Most likely, I'm not going to do a channel. I'm tired. But I can do a connection of North Korea. Yeah, that's not looking good right now. It's I mean, not to say it's gonna. It's just it does seem like they are preparing for war. I can feel that. So I'm not so sure if they're gonna nuke themselves. But I would just keep it open. I wouldn't put any fear out there, but keep an open mind that just anything is possible. Not to say the United States is gonna get hit, but I know one thing for sure: North Korea is not going to be in good shape. Not sure when, but the way things look like they're going, it's not looking good for them. But it's showing the signs. It's very quiet. Quiet's not always good, but it is good to keep an eye on it. Of course, send your positive energies out to it. Of course, last thing we want is a war, but it does feel like it's going to be self-contained. Be in that area. So there's a lot of places around there, South Korea. But it does seem like if there is going to be a conflict, North Korea is going to get most of the hit. South Korea might. So, yeah, it's I don't want to put any fear or anything out there, but it's inevitable that egg's going to crack open eventually. Hopefully, it'll be a quiet removal of what's his name that's in there, Kim Jong Un. Doesn't mean it'll be this year. It might be, but either way, it feels like we're on our way. At least to we don't want any missiles flying anywhere. So I hope not. It's hard to say, but the war drums are starting. It seems. I don't think it's going to be World War III or anything like that, but it's not looking good. At least from my view. If I'm worried, there's something not right. Of course, everybody else is worried, of course, but I am feeling it. It's not great. But like I said, hopefully it'll be self-contained, where nobody else outside of North Korea gets in. Of course, you don't want anybody in North Korea, but is one causing all of it. So it's hard to say. It does seem like the CIA has lost control over the place. That's interesting. I'm leaving it open, but which is pretty obvious. But it does seem like they don't have control. Not to say they had a control before, but they had like compromises, deals. But it doesn't seem like it seems like all that got thrown out, and his days are numbered from what it feels like. So, yeah. So I figure I'll put that out there. I won't put out fear, but just be aware, send out positive energies, see what you pick up on. We don't want any war anywhere, but a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's not great. They can't hurt anybody. They can hurt themselves and hurt who's around them." And obviously, the United States is on their target. So, so it's not good. I just want to put that out there, as it is a vibration that's not going away, and the news doesn't report on until something bad happens, because that's super Illuminati propaganda, as you might see, which is kind of laughable. And it's bad, but it's laughable also how controlled they are, which is absolutely gross. It's just like the Harvey Weinstein. I'll go into that a little bit. I don't really have anything else to add to it. But like I said, that's a big sign of cover up. And it's bad that these things happen, but it's also positive to see that you see how a cover up works. Now look at our mainstream media. What are they leaving out? Pretty much everything. They're told to, obviously, for money, for stock market. The news has to be careful what they talk about because it can cause issues with the stock market. So it's just a big. It's the United States is one of the most controlled. I think North Korea is controlled. Look at the United States. Jeez, Canada is probably a lot less. I would assume so. United States, we are a chemical warfare. It's just it doesn't take much to see it, but we're sliced and diced by the best manipulations anywhere. Look at China. It's communism, right? How's that much different here? I mean, it's still, I mean, yeah, it's like the illusion of freedom. I mean, yeah, we still have quite, so it's still pretty bad here. So just not broadcasted, but it's here. So I wanted to get education on that. But, well, for those that are new to all of this, well, welcome to the universe of, yeah, aliens are with us and they are assisting us. Of course, the angels and guides are assisting us also. And yeah, they don't teach us stuff in school. They're not doing it for a reason. Well, first off, they don't believe it. That doesn't make it go away, but it just shows that we are being manipulated from all directions known to man. And yeah, it does get old after a while. So, all right, on with the NMSM, ASMR, whatever you call it. Okay, but before we go into that, crap! Every time I think I know what I'm doing. Oh, look. Oh, hey, Joshua. Oh, Jonah. I have a question. If you decide to answer, I am concerned about my daughter's family. I think there is something going on in that household. Yeah, just keep calling, basically. Just keep just keep communication going. That's the best thing I can think of right now. Yeah, just keep communication out, and your fears are correct. So, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, this is ivanteller.com. Well, this is ivanteller.com. We have private sessions if you want to go into more in your spiritual direction, aliens, and everything around you. We also have gift cards. This is the scheduler. You can see I'm pretty open this week. As you might see, that's Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and channelings by phone. Everything's recorded. Also have, you submit a question. I'm getting back to them as soon as I can. Those that submitted on Sunday will most likely be answered on Wednesday. Or if I didn't answer your stuff, if it was submitted on Saturday, it'll be answered on Wednesday. So I'll catch up as soon as I can. Just we'll see what happens. And also we have iTunes and whatever that's called, Android app. Also, if you like to keep track of what's going on here. Also have donations if you like to keep support of the site of what I'm doing. It's also Spirit Social. Submit a question, healing, past life regression, message from somebody, message from Yeshua, 5-minute healing, channeling, consulting. It's also have spiritual connections, one question from a day, chakra healing from a day. Soul pain from Stephanie, and Angelic Reiki from Miguel. So this is keeps the site rolling, keeps the activity going. I'm also going to add eventually. I have the spiritual. Well, I'm gonna work on this eventually. But this is you can order a picture book if you want. It's going to be on Amazon soon. Somebody mentioned the ebook. I'm probably going to do that also and have it a lot cheaper. So if you're interested in that type of thing, these are the images that will be in there. Yeah, it's kind of washed out. Enough about that. Let's see. Where else are we going? So thank you for your support. And on with the games. Now we're going to talk about, this is California right now. This is by Disneyland. The fires in California is actually just terrible. I forgot exactly what was the. We don't need Harvey here anymore. Yeah, just California fires. Yeah, deadly wildfires. Let's see. Yeah, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, the Napa Valley. Yeah. Jeez. So send your energies. Yeah, that's quite a sight there. I don't think it's close enough to get to Disney, but it's unbelievable to see something like that. So yeah, other places have hurricanes, and California has fire. So luckily, the earthquake energy seems to be not too bad right at the moment, for now at least. All right. As for the subject of our oh man, is archon energies. What do archons look like? To give you kind of an idea, yeah, spiritual groups really don't go into it. Well, it's dark, and it's not all dark, but it is what's going on in the manipulations. Okay, this doesn't show anything. Okay, this I wouldn't say it exactly looks like this. Oh, this is the alien. Anything that looks, you know, bad, like this is Archon. I've actually seen something like this in my dreams. So, and there's also the alien franchise. This is all Archon. To give you an idea, I know this is not exactly a subject I like going into, but seeing how we're in Halloween and people love themselves some Halloween, nothing wrong with that. But realize what we're up against. Yeah, and these do manipulate reptilians and other beings here. Not to say all these are absolutely around us, but they play with us. Like we're. Let's see. This is the Matrix, and there's a lot of Archon energies when you get to the Matrix aliens. This is real, and also it's also telling us that we are in a matrix created by the archons. At least it's part of the reality that we live in. Some people say it's a computer reality. Everybody has their own version of this, but you can say part of that has to do with the archon manipulations. But it feels like it gets because they're screwing around with us all the time, and people don't see them. So you might. Also, I forgot. They also look like. Let's see. Yeah, when I started hearing about them, I didn't know what to think of them. But when I first started connecting to them, they look more like the Borg and Star Trek. Now, of course, they're not all looking like that, but anything like this type of, it's a lot more sophisticated, but this gives you pretty much an idea. I don't know what that is, but also is a movie called Dark City, which actually is probably one of my favorite, well, sort of favorite sci-fi. Is it's really weird. This is before I knew anything about archons, obviously. But it's not exactly, it hasn't have a whole lot of personality to it, but basically you have a being like the strangers, like this guy in the black. What they do, and this movie is called Dark City. You can look it up. You can find it on Amazon if you want. And basically, what they do is they remove memories. They put in new memories. Uh, I think they remove memories and put in memories. I forget how it works, but anyway, this Keith Sutherland's the one that does it. And these are the strangers that are, building the city to the new memories. So the people, basically, like a person can be an auto mechanic one day, and the aliens are there to learn from him, and then they change him. Now he's an accountant, and they change his environment, make him rich, give him a wife and kids and all that, so they can learn from him. Basically, because the strangers, their their species is dying, so they're implanting these memories to keep themselves alive. And so that's very Archon-like. I call this like Archon the movie, basically. But you notice how the tone is. It's kind of creepy. Oh, that's right. I wanted to go a little bit further into it, and it's also it's on a spaceship. It's really a good movie. It's really awesome. And this is kind of the thing. I didn't really can't see that. They turn into this like creature. Now, most of the movie it's like this. This is like the head boss. He only has like 3 lines in the whole thing. But they're actually these creatures. And that's very Archon-like. And the main story is, let's see here. The main character is, this is the bad guy. I think his name is Mr. Han, if I remember right. He's awesome. He's in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's great. But the main character is it's this guy right here, and he develops their power. It's called tuning, where they can change the city. They can move buildings around with their minds, and he gets their power. And so I'll let you figure that out if you're interested. But also, this the alien shows a lot of archon energies, just darkness, basically. I mean, that's what mostly when I see an archon, I see mostly darkness. But it's not all darkness. Also, you can see them with white. Let's see, Matrix. I'm not sure if you're Matrix, white. No, not white tie. I am seeing also the Matrix. Yeah, something like this type of energy. But I'm seeing them also dressed in white too. They're not all dark. They're not all doom and gloom. Maybe even this kind of energy also in some cases. But it's not all darkness, but quite a bit of it is. These are actually the bad guys. But I do see archons looking kind of like this to some degree. The more the positive ones. And if you're wondering what the Men in Black are, it's a lot like Agent Smith here, if you're wondering. It's not like the Men in Black the movie. Men in Black the movie, what I'm getting, was more like a parody of itself. They wanted to laugh it all off, make it look like a joke. But it's actually quite serious. So, but of course, they don't want, they want to project it as just fake. So, just to let you know how that works. One more thing, of course, now I just lost my train of thought. There's one more thing about the archons. See, Star Trek, yeah, they look a lot like this. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's like the Queen. Oh yeah, the Goths. Yeah, not the right spelling. Hopefully all this is kind of called Gothic people. Now you see the Gothic people, the Goths, whatever you want to call them, punk bands. Now this has a lot of negativity there. Not all of it's bad. They have like a charm about it. It's not all negative. From what I'm feeling, a lot of it came from, they just lived in the Archon. Oh, it's funny. I've seen her before here. I believe that's somebody that's from this area. That's a little bit bizarre. But the Gothic area, this, they grew up, this is Archon energy, basically. They experience a lot of the lower energies in Archon. They have a lot of difficulties removing it. So they love that world. And they say the Archon worlds that they develop are very low energy, but not all of it. You can bring positive to it. It's not all gloom and doom. They still have kids. It's just their lifestyle. But from what I'm picking up on, it's a world that they just, it does have a lot of the Satanism, but not entirely. But it does have an energy of the Archons. I believe they create Archon worlds. This is kind of an Archon world. I mean, there's a lot of other beings here, but think of an Archon world where it's all of them running the show. This is where a lot of them come from. Not all of them, but that energy is kind of hard to let go of. So there's nothing wrong with wearing black, but some of them do take it quite far. They're trying to hurt themselves and they get high from it. It's weird. Not all of them do, but some of them do. Some are just deeply into it. And even like hurting themselves. I'm not going to go into that here. I can go into it another day, but they injured, they find like pain is actually, I think even they made a movie of, I forget the name of it. Anyway, that's, it doesn't matter. Basically, like whipping each other with whips and stuff like that. And, like actually giving them pain actually turns them on. That is a lot of Archon energy with that. Because you're like implanting yourself somebody hurting you is kind of like putting an implant. They're not like hurting you, but they're just like, they're like putting in a hospital. I guess some of it they can, but it's not really meant to do that. But that does live in this culture, not for everyone, but it is known in the culture. Of course, it's known as a lifestyle, as you can tell, and some just can't seem to get out of it. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just this is where the Archon energy lives. And they do put implants in people all the time. They take them out, they put them in. So it's like, they exchange blood, whatever it might be. It's very Archon. So it is, there is some light, there is some dark to it, but it is, as you can tell, mostly dark. And we're experiencing a lot of their, they want to, take your soul. Some do, but it's a world that I have not fully understood. I'm not sure, but I have had visitations from them, at least from their technologies. Let's put it that way. But that's also bringing the fear base of the Terminator, the end of the world scenarios. A lot of Archons, I believe, have ended worlds. So, and you can say that people in the Goth worlds were on those worlds that were destroyed by the Archons and still can't let go of the lifestyle. They don't know how to, especially when your life has ended early. So that also gives you kind of an insight of what they're going through. And Halloween is every day. Usually in this world, it's an everyday culture. So I'll probably go into this a little bit more. I just want to give you more detail, at least from my perspective, of what it is. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying obviously it's not for everybody, but you like wonder where the hell did it come from? So I'm kind of getting in, and also a lot of these people probably lived during the time of, Vlad the Impaler and stuff like that. And they can't let go, but a lot of this is still Archon realities. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler is very much an Archon energy. Of course, is reptilian Anunnaki with that. I guess it's widely known that the Queen of, Queen Vlad, which I did not know. Oh, maybe I did. The Vlad the Impaler, inspired. What is his name? Dracula is related to our queen, or is that the queen is part of that family? Which, boy, does that bring absolutely no surprise. Yeah, so it's widely known. So they changed their name to be Windsor, and big surprise there, right? So I remember hearing about this, I think, a long time ago, but a friend of mine brought it up again. So that's a big deal. And the queen is not exactly, she's not your nice and cozy little queen, not far from it. So I'll probably go into more to this, the Matrix stuff. Maybe we'll see, but at least you want to know what the Archon looks like. You get kind of an idea how it is in our culture. There's different types, but it's still, you can say some of this is reptilian also. Well, yeah, it's a combination of Anunnaki also. But just to give you an idea of what's here, what we're dealing with the manipulations. Now, your normal or human society doesn't believe in any of this. It's just fiction, but realize we're being manipulated by it on a daily basis. And that's also the idea, to make us think it's fake so they can continue to do it. So should give you a kind of an idea of what we're up against. As for why you have these shootings and why you have all this negativity in society, it is positive here, obviously, but we are getting hit by lower energies, and it gives you kind of an idea of where all this is coming from. Also, like violence in movies, that's from reptilian. But Archon energies have their hands there too. The idea is for us to be brutal to each other, so we don't find, so it makes it harder for us to find ourselves. They'd rather us not be here at all. That's why the death rate was so high in the past. We only lived 30 in the past, or something around those lines. The life our lives weren't expected to last that long, so that was they had no problem with that. But now things have changed, and so now we are lab rats at quite a different degree. Yeah, they don't like this stuff being out there, but it's just too bad. So a lot of the spiritual communities don't talk about this stuff that much. It would help know about it so you know what you're dealing with. You get an implant or feel like something's not right. Sophisticated beings are around you trying to mess with your mind. Schizophrenia is involved with it, most likely in some regards. So, yeah, it's a touchy subject, but the more you ignore it, the harder it is to heal it. So, I'm not bringing it up to freak people out or make them feel uncomfortable. I'm just saying this is the stuff that's here. It's already in your entertainment. It's there for a reason. It's not there just because somebody just brought it up. It's like, no. It's to let you know that they're here and also let you know what you're doing and say, go back to sleep. Don't worry about it. They like that. They like you that they think it's all just fiction. Well, these things are here. Not to say they look exactly like what's on film, but it still gives you like an eerie feeling of these things. So it gives you an idea of I'm believing the future we might have a Halloween in the future, but be more positive, less blood and gore, and more just costumes and just less negativity. So we have a ways to go, but so I figured I'd put that out there. So all right, that's it for tonight. So much love, blessings, and webinars tomorrow. So good night and have a great night.